Well, thank you for your hospitality and having us here today. On behalf of myself, my wife Naomi, my son Alex, we are very privileged to be here to get to share a little bit about what God's doing in Honduras. I feel like there's some here today that are directly from there, Al in particular, that is fresh from Honduras. I was there in January with John Weaver, along with my wife and son, and we were able to visit all the different families that are there and the different things, different works that God is doing there, particularly the clinic, the school, the church, and just the overall ministry of what's happening there. So I want to engage you all. If you have, questions, we can address those later. But I want to just go over it briefly, what God is doing in Honduras. But a brief history on myself. I was in Honduras for the years 2011 through 2013 at what was then a mission school, just missionary kids. So I got to engage with the people there at that time, and part of my heart got really connected with the work. And as of October of last year, I was able to share in actually the administrative work there on the board. So I'm assisting at this point, just helping out, apprenticing, learning the ins and outs. John and I are here to express our gratitude to you for your support, and on behalf of the missionaries, thank you. Thank you for your support and for what you are doing here in the way of prayer, financial support, everything that you do. That is part of the work of God in Honduras, and I just want to say thank you. We want to challenge you to continue that. I was challenged this morning as I thought about ministry and how that so oftentimes I get caught up in ministry, and I am an intern into a Martha rather than Mary, and I want to be connected vitally with my Lord and let the work of His Spirit be the fuel that fuels me to continue the work in Honduras. And I want to challenge you to jealously guard your relationship with the Lord, jealously, and keep that first in your life, and let that flow out in ministry. Be obedient to the Lord, whether it's in your giving or serving, volunteering. There's needs in all those fields. So this is my son Alex. This is the afternoon we got there. Maybe represents a little bit of the way we felt. A little exhausted from the travel. He enjoyed the hammock on George and Jenny's porch there, the mission house. We went with the intention of visiting our staff there. So we began by going up to the clinic in Carrizal, and this is the clinic area. You can see the clinic roof is the white roof right here, and then we have the house where our clinic administrator, Ezra, lives. This area has been an area that we started working in a number of years ago, and it is a long trek from Penya, Blanca, as many of you know. It's gotten a lot easier as the road is now paved most of the way up to within about 45 minutes or an hour from the clinic. So, but there is still a lot of ruggedness going on there. The mountains show really a story of hardship for a lot of people, superstition, poverty, and many of those people are still in darkness, but many, many hundreds of them have been exposed to the message of the gospel through the contact that we've had. The clinic work there, when they come and sign up for to be seen at the clinic, the staff is there to greet them, and Esdras, our field administrator here, is there sharing the gospel. He preaches every morning on the porch of the clinic. So this is Ezra and his wife. They are a blessing. They showed us incredible hospitality when we got there. They made us a 5-star meal, made sure that we had beds for the night, and were incredibly kind to us. So this is Ezra and his wife. And this is the house that they live at. There is a group of us here that went up to see them, including Chepino and his wife in the background there. They go up about once a month to take care of logistics and encourage them. As you know, Chepino has the heart of an evangelist, and he is very, very much enthused about what's going on, and it's close to where the area he was born. So, if some of you don't know, he is a Honduran brother that came up to the United States when he was pretty young, not converted. He had a very rough childhood in Honduras, actually saw his dad being executed there. He came up to the United States and as a young man lived a very ungodly life, and through the influence of the Junior Troyer family, he came to know the Lord, and he is right in the back here, is Chepino. We'll say is his name, Joseph, but we call him Chepino. His wife, Noelia, they have 4 children, I believe, or 3. They have 3 children, okay. And anyway, so he came to know the Lord very dramatically. He, filled with the Holy Spirit, he was ready to do whatever God called him to do. He got rid of many, many of his things that were worth a lot of money, but were part of his ungodly past. And he had one goal, and that was to share the gospel. So he started attending our church at Cleveland, and when the opportunity came up, he jumped for it to go back to his home country of Honduras. So that's where he went with the message of the gospel. And he's back here, obviously serving here, but living in Penya, Blanca. So on the side here is my in-laws, Clarence and Hildegard and Devin. They went along down with us to share. So our purpose was to encourage our staff there, and we did that by means of sharing a meal with them. This is a doctor, Luis. Many of you may have at least heard of him. Maybe you met him. Luis has recently shown signs of warming up to the gospel. He was a professing atheist. And when he started working at the clinic, and he said he's never worked with people like this that genuinely love. And purely through the love that is shown, he has started opening his heart to the fact that there is God. And I don't know where he stands with the Lord, but he is definitely very close to knowing Jesus. This is Delmar and his wife. Delmar is clinic staff, has been for many, many years. And he generally takes vitals as the patients come in. He takes their blood pressure, heart rate, takes their vitals before the doctor sees them. He is a tremendous blessing too. And he is a Christian, born again Christian. These are 2 of the girls that work there. Adeli on the left and Abigail on the right. They are both working in the pharmacy, administering meds, and seeing the patients as they come. Abigail on the right, she is very, very interested in advancing her medical knowledge and actually going to school. So as a mission, as a church, we want to pray about that. God would have us help her out with getting through it, because she is an asset, huge asset at the clinic. Adeli has worked there. I remember going up there to Carrizal when I was a teenager, and she was working there already. So this shows how long, this is in the last 10 years she's worked there. Yeah. So Adeli has been there for a long time, started cleaning, and now she's helping. So Chipino and his wife, like I said, they go out once a month to help out with the work there. Their children, Ruth, Isaac, and they have a baby. So we were, thanks to Anna, my wife Naomi, my mother-in-law, some of the others there, they put together a wonderful meal. It was kind of like an American Christmas dinner. So the Hondurans, it was very weird to the Hondurans, but they liked it. So I think that's what counts. They made ham, potatoes, salad. It was delicious. I must say it was amazing. And with that, we were able to share the gift from you guys, financial gift. We were able to share that with them. That was a tremendous blessing to be able to do that. I think it meant, it conveyed part of the love from you guys to them. And so on behalf of them, thank you. This is the front of the clinic. So when you get to the clinic, this is usually what you see. There's usually a lineup. This is like 7 o'clock in the morning. They only see the first 50 people. So after that, they can't legally see more than 50 patients a day. And so there's generally a pretty long line waiting to get in. The porch there is where Ezra shares the gospel with them. They're usually there sitting around waiting. And this has been a tremendous blessing, like I said, because we don't just share meds, right? So we're sharing the spiritual healing that God can provide as well. And that has been a tremendous blessing. Let's see here. I wanted to mention some of the other stuff that Chipino does that gets done there. So he does, there's pallet loads of meds that come in from CAM. CAM donates those, and they trust us to use them responsibly at the clinic. There's also a lot of legal work in order to get them there. So Chipino oversees some of that. So we'll go back to our base in Penya Blanca. Penya Blanca, actually there's a couple more here I guess. A few more of Carrizal. This is a little warehouse they built for the storing meds. This is looking down over the hill behind the clinic. You see cornfields, a lot of coffee up there. These are coffee bushes right here that are actually belong to the mission. They just harvested about 200 pounds of coffee right behind the house there. There's quite a bit of coffee in that area. High altitude produces really good coffee. So it's cold, but it makes delicious coffee. These are the juicy red coffee berries with the coffee bean inside. As many of you know, Isaac Coates drowned several years ago down there, and he is buried there on the mission property. And here we are, fixing to head out back to Penya Blanca. January is in the dead of coffee harvest, so we got to see a lot of coffee farmers out and see the process there. So here we're back in Penya Blanca. My son Alex got to interact with his cousin Dominic. George and Jenny are the house parents, field administrators right there on the base next to the bookstore. Here you see the bookstore. The bookstore has been an outlet of hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of literature as it's spread all across Central America. Oftentimes you'll see trucks parked outside here with El Salvador, Guatemala, Nicaragua. A lot of people come here because it's a great source of rich literature. It's not just, it's quality literature, I could say. Mount Zion literature has helped us in getting good books there, including we go to other sources as well. But this is the bookstore. It requires a lot of organization, inventory keeping. Philip Troyer is currently there. I might get here to a picture of him shortly. He's the one that oversees that. This is him and Enos Schrock. Enos is on the right, Philip is over here. So Enos is at the moment back in Ohio or somewhere here in the United States studying. We are hoping that he chooses to go back. I know he's interested. Philip is currently overseeing the book store. The organizational side, keeping, record keeping and all that. These guys also do a lot of handyman work. So if you have a breakdown or something, they will usually come out and make sure it gets fixed. Enos particularly was doing quite a bit of that. Many of you know Luis too. Luis has been a blessing. He works in the bookstore quite a bit. We have Philip and Enos. George and Jenny are, like I said, our mission-based house parents and general administrators. They constantly host volunteers, make sure that the grounds in the guest house are clean and well-maintained. George and Jenny have also just been involved in, of course, George, my brother-in-law, this is Jenny, my sister, George didn't know Spanish when he went down, so he's been learning that. But he has been working on remodeling quite a bit of the facilities that have deteriorated. As you know, this guest house, they're on the guest house porch, is about 20 years old already. Some of you are from here were there to build it. It definitely needs some upgrading. He transformed the basement where I used to live as a teacher. It was. I don't want to like demonize it or anything, but it was pretty dark and dank, and now it is a bright, cheerful, beautiful guest quarters. George did quite a job, installed some windows in rooms where there were no windows, and installed a dehumidifier, pull out like 2 gallons of water a day. You know, it's that kind of moisture. So the basement is now bright, cheerful. If you go there, you might get to stay there in the basement. I think I have a picture a little bit later on of that. George and Jenny, of course, are overseeing or living here in the house where Alan and Dolores lived for a number of years. This is the basement now, the living room of the basement. George had a couple of bedrooms, you see. Anyway, you change around walls. It's very different, but it's a beautiful little guest quarter. This is Luis and Ana and their family. They have been members of the church there for a number of years now. Luis came from a family of a lot of drunkenness. He himself used to be a drunk, lay around the street, and God got a hold of his life, brought his marriage back together, and gave him a beautiful family. He is now a very active member of the church and a family man and a blessing. He fills in quite a bit for the bookstore, so if Philip needs to leave, Luis is there. If there is something that needs to get done for the mission, Luis steps in and gets it done. So that is Luis. Brenda Weaver got down there a little before we did, or right around the time we did. She is from Reading, Pennsylvania, and she is currently filling in for with teaching, if I'm not mistaken. She was going down to help with the Children of Home of Blessing, which we'll talk about later. But she is helping out as a volunteer there. This is on the back porch of the guest house. We are getting ready to host a special dinner for the Penya Blanca staff. So we did a similar meal for them. Dominic and Enos. Here we are serving, we got to serve them, again, a 5-star meal thanks to the hard work of the ladies. And we were also able to share your gift, your financial gift with them. For you foodies, this was cheesecake and some amazing cheesecake. So we were able to share your gift from you guys to them. And again, on their behalf, thank you very much. This is off the back porch of the guest house. The beautiful country of Honduras. And here is Alan and Dolores, you guys have shared them from your church, and I want to thank you. I want to thank them for 6 years of service there. They have been a tremendous blessing. I could say all the way back from when I was there as a school teacher. They hosted me. They hosted me as kind of as house parents there, and I've gotten to know and appreciate them very deeply. And they are serving currently Alan as a principal at the school, which we were fixing to get to that. I don't have a ton of pictures, but I have some of the students there. He is a principal there at the school, Saetas para Cristo. His family has been serving there for a number of years in the school, has seen tremendous growth. So for your information, the school there is bilingual, and we take in students, as of now, only kindergarten. So I think they had to turn down a number, maybe 20, 30 applications this past year. That's the demand that there is. We have to turn down about that many and only allow kindergarten students into the school because of the high demand, and also the ability to take them from kindergarten into English, and as they advance in their education, they learn more English, right? So our goal is to be able to give quality English and Spanish education with a Christian emphasis. So a lot of these kids come from broken homes or sad homes, right? Parents obviously have enough money to send them to our school, but they are internalizing the gospel, and they go home, and there's been reports of them sharing this with their parents. And so we're really, really excited about that. We're excited about the gospel, really kind of sharing the gospel into the homes through these students. On a humorous note here, this is my father-in-law, and he's not here to laugh with us, but he really, really liked coconut. So here he is on top of a pillar. It's about a 10-foot pillar, knocking a coconut out of a tree. He got down in one piece, and as did about 3 or 4 coconuts. So we were happily munching on coconuts after that. Here are we're taking a walk down into Penya, and I want to talk a little bit here about Penya, the church there, people. As you know, LA is kind of off of Penya, but it's a community there that has had a lot of witchcraft and darkness. This particular grandma, I got to know her when I was there. My sister did too. My sister Julie, by the way, she was down with us. She taught there for a year at the school, and so she got to know a lot of people. And this old lady has had a very sad life, and yet she has, the only hope for her is Jesus. You know, a lot of us get really caught up in our life, in our good things, our money, our sweet life. But and so it's easy for us to forget how important it is to hold on to Jesus. But this lady, that's all she has. She's had a very sad life, and so we got to share with her. Julie knows her fairly well. Has gotten to wash her feet in a figurative and literal sense. This is Virginia. Some of you know Virginia. She is a single mom from the church in Penya, Blanca, or in LA, Jeremiah Martin Church there. She's been a pillar of the church there in many, many ways. Has a heart to minister and to share. Has 2 sons, and she has gone through some difficulties lately. It was just a reminder how much they need. She, you know, we think of our missionaries down there, but she is a missionary in a very, very literally, maybe without getting as much of the limelight, so to speak. She is always ministering. And her uncle recently was paralyzed, and that was very, very hard for her. And then right on top of that, her sister-in-law down the street was brutally murdered through gang activity. And so when we were down there, she was pretty low. She was pretty low emotionally, spiritually, and we were able to speak life into her and encourage her. She always loves getting letters. Of course, she would write her letters in English. She would probably need to get them translated, but her son are learning English. So that is the Penya, and she is part of the church there in LA. The church there in LA, this is her son, Jeffrey. The church there in LA needs our prayer and support. I'm talking particularly the Jeremiah Martin family. They are ministering and sharing, and the powers of darkness have been pushed away by the light of the gospel as the light penetrated. But the devil's not very happy about that, and he is prowling about trying to destroy, to kill, and so we need to be praying for them, for the Jeremiah Martin family particularly. Penya and his wife also live in this community, but they need our prayer very, very much. Back behind the, oh here, this is a video. I'll get the volume on this here. Preaching a fiery message on our insufficiency and Christ's all-sufficiency. Like I said, he's a tremendous blessing in the community, part of the evangelist. His family loves correspondence. So if you know him at all and you have the means to send something, he and his wife both love corresponding with the church here, with our church, and particularly from our church. Their family is very dynamic, but in being dynamic, I feel like they require a lot of input as well. So, this is their little baby girl. So, I wanted to, this is where Shapino lives. We have a video here, and this is his message to the church here. So it's a thank you, a greetings, and all that. So I'll let you can get the volume up on this one.
Hola, to all there that live in the Believers Fellowship. We would like to thank
He included the church here later.
Send our greetings to every one of you. And first of all, for sure, we want to thank the Lord for the opportunity that we have to send our greetings with Brother John. We would like to definitely express our gratitude, first of all, for your unconditional support to us. We want to say thanks. Thank you very much. May the Lord increase. May the Lord bless. May the Lord watch. May the Lord give you His peace every day. And may the Lord, it's my prayer for you that may the Lord gives you passion for truth and passion for holiness. Also want to express my gratitude for the love offering that you sent us. Thank you very much. Words cannot express how we feel about your amount of love poured unto us. Thank you for letting us know that you think of us and that you love us and that you pray for us. Thank you for you that pray for us. Thank you for co-laboring with us in Honduras. Thank you for supporting the Cabaretes in Honduras, and thank you for supporting God's kingdom being promoted in this part of the vineyard. We love you. We think of you often, and Lord's willing, we'll see you someday again, face to face. The Lord be with you. The Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. The Lord make His face shine upon you, and the Lord give you His peace. Noelia now.
We just want to thank you again for everything you do for us. We thank you for thinking of us and still believing in the ministry God has placed upon our hands. We want to thank you for your prayers and for every note and gift that has been sent since the day we left the States. We thank you for loving us even at a distance. It means a lot to think on you and to know that you still care. Here we always have our house open for you. Come, visit us, spend time with us. It'll help us to have a closer relationship with your visit. We thank you for sending Brother John and Sister Anna to be with us here in the mission field, and we hope that God open your heart to His truth always, and that you can follow the truth and the way and the life till the very end. God bless you.
Nothing to say, Ruth. Okay.
Thank you, or something. No, she might not be prepared.
What were you going to say? Do you have something to say? Are you sure? That's the way it is, Brother John. Thank you very much. Yeah.
John's little casita back towards the other side of the canal. This one morning, John took this to give you a little bit of a feel of the place, the steamy warmth, the smell of the earth and the birds. As many of you know, this is the house Tim and Naomi own, and they're renting out at this time. Very quickly, and I know the quality of the images is very low, this is from a blessing. So we have been privileged to help out with some of our staff that is there has gone over and helped Dennis and Yolanda with Home of Blessing. They are a Honduran couple that has taken it upon themselves to share with the local children, street children of Penya, Blanca. There's many of them, many of them. A lot of them really barely have a place to lay their heads, let alone something to eat. So once a week they open up their home and they feed them a good hot meal and share the Bible with them and pray with them. So a lot of these children are receiving that, and we've been able to share some through our ministry. We've been able to help out with them. And I know there's been some interest on young people's part, especially to go and help serve here. That is an opportunity. You can come talk with us. It's not directly under our mission, but we are definitely want to bless them. This is Dennis ministering to a young boy. This is kitchen help, and I will say these 100 women volunteer their time. They go in there and volunteer many hours to cook and serve these children. Here they are in a Bible lesson. And this is the school. So we were able to acquire the house on the church property, right next to the church, which is office area and maybe some class area for the school. And you see the school building out in the back there, a new restroom facility going up on the right. And that is work in progress. This, like I said, the school is expanding. And I want to thank every one of you that has shared in one way or another, whether it was a financial gift or sending maybe one of your family members down to help. That has been a tremendous avenue of ministry and to minister to the community from the inside out. We have had, let's see here, we had Andy from our church willing to go and teach. I don't know how long, but he was willing to go down and teach this year. Andy Byler, a friend, Marta Torres from Peru, went down to teach this year. And then of course we have a lot of our teachers that have been serving there for a number of years, continuing. And I don't want to start naming them all because I know I'll probably miss some of them. But particularly Dolores' sisters, Renita, Jen, and several others that are teaching there. Very, very stretching work, very, very challenging, but it's been such a blessing to see the message of the gospel going into these children's lives, and quality, very quality education. Here you see classrooms. And a year-end picture. I believe this was last year's year-end picture of the school. This is students, teachers. They get English and Spanish. Very quality education, and they are a live batch. I'm sure many of you know what it's like to be in a school or see schools functioning. I want to this is the end of the slideshow, but I just want to bless you and thank you again for sharing in whatever way God has led you to. And we want to solicit your continued support and prayer. Be obedient to the Lord. God calls you, you share your time, your energy, your money, whatever it might be. We can't all travel down there, but we can all share. And God will bless you richly for that, however that might be. Be obedient to the Lord. So thank you, and God bless you.